What's up, you guys? This is T3 Podcast, Symbio here, and we are here today with the Super Qualifier champion at Heroes Corner, California. We had 31 players. It was a great turnout. I want to thank everybody for coming. We wanted to sit down and take this time to talk to the infamous Aaron Cantu. Say what's up.
What's up?
And
Take two.
Want to do congratulations first off to a very hard-earned win. There were a lot of really good players here, I have to say. And
I ran through a lot, man.
It was not easy.
No.
So you did a great job. I wanted to sit down and talk a little bit about your team. Just first off, Aaron Cantu has been running one of the longest running HeroClix podcasts, 2 Clicks from KO. If you don't already know about it, check it out. We'll give you some more info in the comments section.
Right.
But all right, Aaron, you drove a long way. It was your birthday. Tell us a little bit about the team that you have here today and why you played it.
All right, so I wasn't originally planning on playing this. I was gonna play Shredders, but I ended up not having the Shark Shredder on me, thanks to some other people. You offered to let me borrow it, but I don't know. I'd rather just play stuff I own. So I put this together. I had some thoughts already on what to do. You know, with some of these figures. I've been wanting to play Bizarro Joker for a while. I talk about him a lot on the podcast. And then the 2 Green Lanterns is really effective at what they do. Jakeem is very good. And then Haha Joker, he's probably the best finesse piece right now. It's hard to kill, but he's killable, so it's not quite like don't die, but it's a lot to deal with. And then I have this Symbio and the weapon drop for extra options.
And for you guys' info, he played WizKid's Office. That was your choice map? That was like
WizKid's Office, it depends on the other team.
Okay.
Against opposing Jakeems, I played on WizKid's Office. And against Shredders, I played on Crossfire Canyon.
Ah, okay, nice. All right, and so are you happy you didn't play the Shredders, obviously?
Yeah, I mean.
Do you think they would have done okay in this meta?
Yeah, I mean, my team was pretty much the same team Kevin Afruz had. And he went to top 4.
Right. So
or top
really
8.
well. And
top 4.
And Brett had a Shredder team.
And Brett went to top 8. And I played both of them twice today.
Wow.
So
your team actually handled the Shredders pretty well, obviously.
Yes, it did, yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit about, like, in terms of design, like what I mean, you obviously came up with some things. What were you trying? I mean, the whole idea behind meta is understanding what figures are played and expecting what you're going to run into. So
recently we saw this be played at Washington.
Yep, the double barrier Green Lantern. Yep.
So double barrier's always been good. It's never not been good. And Jakeem's just obviously a good piece, right? Like
he's champion right
now. Picking a lot of stuff, and even in modern he's killing it. You know, so unlimited he's really effective.
Yep.
So that being said, I did want to play these not because they won, but you know they're good. It's a good combination of stuff. JSA, they're very synergetic with the JSA team ability. Yeah,
that JSA team ability really
Green Lantern's barriers help with combat value modification, giving them -1 to defense. And they came in clutch a few times.
Yeah.
And Jakeem just is a weapon, you know. And so play the weapon drop because I was hoping to get some stuff for Jakeem that he wouldn't need. Now I wouldn't need to pick him. I know there's a few games where I got Pulse Wave and
nice. So you didn't have to pick
clutch.
Him, right?
Yeah.
Saves you
yeah. So I'm like running Shaw Invincible still, you know, or whatever the case is. Against you, I had combat reflex. Like against Kevin, I used range combat expert.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And some other stuff. So yeah, it was pretty key. And then the Symbio on Haha Joker just makes him really nasty because he already has traded super senses and sidestep. Then he gets plasticity, automatically breaks away, and gets shape change and possible +1 to combat values.
Ultimate tie down piece.
Yeah,
right?
and I used it, you know, that way. But he did damage too. In fact, the one game that I lost today against my friend Patrick Jordan, he killed everything but Haha.
Wow.
And he decided to run with Jakeem. Because Haha was coming for him. Haha was coming for him, And so, you know, that was my one loss today. And had I played, I made a mistake, he played perfect. And had I not made the mistake with Joker blocking hypersonic, I probably wouldn't have lost my Jakeem early on like I did. But he almost single-handedly came back and wiped out the support on that team. So.
He's an incredible piece for sure.
Right. So he's got a lot of stupid stuff he can do: poison, range combat expert, flurry, charge, precision strike.
And Bizarro Joker, I know you've been talking about a long time.
So Bizarro
was he really
Joker,
crucial to your team?
Yeah, he was really crucial. I mean, I played you in the finals, and I used him to lock you down a couple times.
Minus that defense again.
Minus defense with him, minus
so that's
attack
like a
with him.
-2 defense.
Having a hard time breaking away, you know, and he doesn't die either, you know. He's got a stop click, he's got top dial invulnerability, he's got reverse poison where he can heal himself.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, like against the Shredders, a lot of times it was making sure he's based with mini Shredder and whatever other Shredder they're playing, or and then making sure he was adjacent also, so that negates mini Shredder's plasticity.
Would be,
it negates mini Shredder's plasticity, and then it makes the other Shredder. So basically, Shredders have to roll 6 to break away
and try to do their little.
So a lot of times that's what happened, and I locked them down. And
so that handles that.
That's how I beat Brett.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's awesome. I mean, it sounds like that team has a good balance of balancing. I mean, hitting and dealing with everything in the meta. Did you have to face a Red Sun Wonder Woman at all?
I did not. Okay. I did not play.
Not that.
Keaton Green played Red Sun Wonder Woman today. Keaton's a great player. But he lost to you in a very exciting semifinal match.
That was
unfortunately my boring semifinal match was on camera.
Yours is just too strong and just whoops butt, you know?
Your game was very exciting. So.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing about your team. I also want to hear kind of like, want to get your ideas a little bit on what you would recommend. I think HeroClix is in a little bit of a growth right now with Deadpool releasing. There seems to be a lot of new interest. There's new rules coming out. What do you recommend to like new players starting out in terms of the whole competitive scene and who want to get into it? You know, what should they do? In terms of practicing or picking figures or going to tournaments. Any good recommendations?
The first thing I would say is maybe try and find like a willing mentor. Because the best way to learn is to have somebody play with you.
Sidekicks?
Sidekick night.
Sidekick night.
I mean, that's cool, and that's a great thing coming up. I think that's Patrick calling me, Jordan.
Yeah. Patrick's out drinking already.
No, I think they're on their way home.
Patrick Jordan. Okay.
Yeah, and then
not Patrick.
So find a mentor, I would say, and then there's a lot of good podcasts out there, informational things, and MajesticCCG.com. They have some articles, $3 a month to subscribe. I would say that's a good source for information. They have all the tournament results. I try to do monthly breakdowns and reviews. Tournament winners write articles about their day, how it went.
So learn about it.
So do your research. Do your research. And then the other thing you have to do is, play. You just have to play, and I know that sounds stupid, but
no, it's
true. If you don't play, you're not going to get enough experience to learn, and you're going to lose, and you just have to be okay with that,
Totally. Find good friends to just play with,
Sure. But I would recommend going to tournaments, not just playing at home. Because at home, you tend to, Steven's going to play Superman, or whatever the figures are that you like. And then you start to kind of directly counter stuff, and
so you get go really at ease with what you're used to.
And then you might be playing wrong, and then if you finally ever decide to go to a tournament, you have a negative play experience because you're like, man, these guys are all rules lawyers. So if you just go to regular tournaments, and be open, ask questions after the game, what could I have done differently? Then I'm sure you'll get some experience and grow that way.
That's really good advice. Yeah, cool. And
I don't suggest just buying chases and stuff like that. I know this is a very expensive team, but
Jakeem is the most expensive.
You've got Jakeem, these two super. I mean, I've got 3 super rares, a chase, and a super rare prime.
Right.
So I mean, it's
2 chases.
But you don't have to play that stuff to do well, be competitive, and have fun.
Right.
And I recommend you have fun while you play, not just play to win, but do both.
Yeah, that's a really good advice. And definitely check out 2 Clicks from KO. They do a weekly podcast. Aaron's on there, and they always have the most up-to-date meta information, like tournaments and stuff.
Sure, I try.
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys have March Madness still going on.
Yeah, it's going to be Patrick versus Easton's the final.
Oh, it is the final?
Yeah,
so they do that every year. Yeah, I love that. I actually would love to see what HeroClix right now, if you did all the theme teams, like 300-point, 400-point theme teams, like who would be on top?
Yeah.
All right, and then, so anyway, well, thank you for spending the time to talk to us. Do you have any shout-outs you want to do right now?
Follow my podcast, 2 Clicks from KO. I believe it's just facebook.com/2 Clicks from KO, podbean.com/2 Clicks from KO.
And you're doing YouTube now stuff?
I just started on YouTube. I'm still kind of learning some of that stuff. I'm always bugging you about it.
Right on, yeah, man. It's awesome.
And then check out, like I said, majesticccg.com. I write articles usually monthly. I'm pretty busy January, so.
Cool. And you're going to Majestics, right?
I'll be at Majestics April 1st and 2nd. Yep. I'll actually be there.
We're gonna go
at least Friday.
Awesome.
And it's in Anaheim at the East Sports Arena.
Yep.
It's a 2-day event. If you're able to.
A lot of fun HeroClix too, not just competitive.
There's a lot of side events, brown bag events, 3 versus 3 event.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. So
cool.
It should be a great time.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, Aaron. Yeah. Thank you for talking with us, and we'll see you at Majestics, right?
All right.
All right, man. Bye-bye. All right, you guys, Symbio here with T3 Gaming YouTube channel. Wanted to spend some time. We did a 31-player Super Qualifier tournament. We have Keaton Green out of Santa Rosa, right? And he came out here, and congratulations, you did 3rd place. And I just wanted to spend a little time to talk to you about your team, what you ran into, what made you choose this team for this current meta, and how did it go? Tell me a little bit about your design and your thought process.
All right. Well, the thought process was, I played, against these figures before, and they've always been a real big pain in the butt. Like just in general, it's just like, oh man, dealing with these guys is just a pain. So going into today, I just expected to see a lot of Hakeems. I don't really pay attention to the meta. I just kind of play what I want to play for fun, and this team just happened to do really well. Mixel Blake just kind of controlled the board. Attacking anyone but Wonder Woman is just gonna not be good for you. It's just gonna be really, really tough to damage them.
Those damage. She has her social justice trait, right?
Yeah. So basically, if you attack Green Arrow, or if you attack Wonder Woman with a range and next to Green Arrow, it's going to be basically a -3 damage on top of his invulnerability. So unless you're doing 6+ damage, you're not doing anything.
And did you see other Bizarro Green Arrows today?
I did not.
So you were like the only one that played Bizarro Green Arrow,
yeah,
right?
So I saw one Mixel Blick,
cool.
and I was the only person to play these 2 figures.
Nice.
So I don't think anyone else played them anyway. So I saw a lot of shredders. Man.
So how many shredders? How many shredders did you have to play against?
What? 1, 2. Well, I played one guy twice.
Okay.
To play him.
So you played 3 games of Shredder.
I think
much?
So. Yeah, and I think.
And did you beat them all?
Well, I lost my first match to him.
Okay.
And then I beat him in my first match of the top 8 against him. So.
Okay.
And then I played, I think, a Hakeem Thunder on every team, except one guy had like a toy soldier team going off. So,
oh wow, yeah, that's right. That guy had a toy soldier. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I was just like, what the heck is going on? He had Anarchy, toy soldiers going everywhere, and Penguin popping out like crazy. So that was a pain.
So tell us a little bit about what your first turn or first 2 turns usually looks like with this kind of team.
Yeah, basically fly Wonder Woman up onto the symbiote and put Bizarro Green Arrow on the weapon drop. That's turn 1. Turn 2, just equip them, and then hope to roll a 4 with the weapon drop to get regen.
And get a good mixy roll, right?
Yeah, 1, not 3 or 4. 3 or 4 does not help very much.
Right.
But actually,
you rolled that against me like twice.
But it actually did help me. It did help me. I actually needed that 4 to hit you, and it did. And I was like, all right, well that works out really well.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah.
And did you usually do lockdown, or were you just kind of holding him back?
No, I held him back. Like doing the lockdown, it's like, okay, you got to push him to get there, And then if you want to do a lockdown the next turn, you got to take another damage. And that's not something I normally do. I'm just like, pushing for just something that might happen.
Right.
I don't think it's very great.
What's interesting is that you've got this great mechanic of her being really hard to hit. You got the plasticity. And so they have to hit you close.
Yep.
Because they're not going to you can't range you with Bizarro.
Nope.
So they can't hyper you because of the plasticity. So they're going to either charge and be stuck next to you, and it's nasty.
It's just rough to deal with. It's just like, okay, hey, you gotta, something's gonna happen. It's like, okay, one of us is gonna give, and
it's kind of like funneling people into a one way. Like, this is the only way you can deal with me, and it's the way I'm going to control it.
Because then you're just pulse waving Bizarro, but he gets all the stuff anyway.
Yeah, and it's an interesting way to look at the meta. It's really simple, but you're not giving them all these options.
Again, I didn't look at the meta. I just going into.
You're just like, this is difficult. I like it.
Going into today, I hadn't seen Shredder Clone or any of the Shredders, and I'm like, okay, what do those guys do? Oh, that sucks. that's what I went into.
But you handled it, right?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like, basically, it's like, all right, like, after playing the first round, I guess I'm like, okay, how many clicks does that dude have?
Right.
And I found out after, I'm like, okay, I just got to hit him for 6. All right.
Yeah, you learned it, right?
Great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's just
Cool. And so tell us a little bit, like, if you have any recommendations for newer players. I think HeroClix is growing a little bit, and I think that kind of getting into some of the competitive is actually really healthy for the game. I mean, I think everybody around here that we play with, for the most part, is really cool to play with. There's a level of camaraderie and sportsmanship and stuff. So what do you recommend to new players who kind of want to start playing HeroClix and would like to get into more competitive clicks?
Basically, just whatever you have, just learn the rules, and as many rules as there are, like, learn them as well as you can. That way you can try to figure out what's going on. My team wasn't really considered meta for today's event, and look how well I did. So it's basically just like, use what you have.
Keaton, it's meta.
It is now. You're welcome.
Right?
So just do what you feel comfortable with, do what you like to have fun with, and just try to just go with that. Like, if you worry about what every single other person's going to play,
it's going to drive you crazy.
It's going to drive you crazy, and you're not going to have fun. Because you're like, okay, if this guy has this guy, I'm not going to be able to do anything against it. That sucks. But if you just go out with what you have and you have fun with it, it's like, all right, there you go.
That's really good advice. I actually struggle with that a little bit, because you try to counter. If you know too much, you kind of try to counter everything, and you can't.
Doesn't work.
I mean, you really can't. So, but that's really good advice. All right, and tell us a little bit about like what your plans are for HeroClix the next year. Are you planning to play other tournaments?
Well, Patrick's twisted my arm. I might go now. Just what he said, I'm like, oh God, you son.
Come on, we're all going, dude. Everybody's going.
I want to go. I just got to figure out a way to justify it. All right, my wife will kill me.
When's your birthday?
September.
Oh, you can swing that.
No. Yeah, for April? Yeah. My son's birthday's in April, and her birthday's in 2 weeks.
Hopefully she's not watching this video. But
yeah, she won't.
She watches HeroClix YouTube videos.
Yeah. If I say, oh, honey, here's a birthday present.
Yeah.
Oh, birthday present. Oh, shit. There it is.
Right.
Here's my in.
Well, congratulations. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give to people right now?
Basically, the only person that really, I was bouncing some ideas off of was Adam Friedman.
Oh, yeah.
So,
super smart guy.
I met him last year at Worlds, and he was a really, really cool guy. So I had, a couple ideas for what I was going to do. And I threw this at him, and I threw another team. He's like, dude, go with that. That's going to be a lot better, I think. So
nice.
Shout out to Adam, because he helped me out.
Right on. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations again. Thanks for coming out. It was always great to hang out and play clicks with you. So
yeah, I'm finally glad I got to play you.
I know.
Yeah, I came down to the last roll.
Oh, that was such an epic game we had.
That was
came down to one roll, you guys.
One roll at the end.
So. All right. Thanks again.
No problem.
Definitely check us out on Facebook, and throw us some comments in the section and let us know what you think about Keaton's team. And then I think he's going to be on a featured video at some point with Majestics on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we got on there.
Check that out too. All right, man. Bye.